Oh boy, I had a big old reality check on my expenses on my Airbnb for 2021. I was gathering everything for my accountant, and my property manager hadn't quite finished the balance report from 2021. So I took a little bit of a guess. I figured out how many guests, number of cleanings, number of pool keeping, and added a little bit for maintenance. And I was way off. Way off. So, in hopes that this will help you if you are thinking about an Airbnb in Mérida, these are my true expenses. And I might spend more than somebody else would spend, but people are paid well and appreciated, and there's more maintenance than really what I thought there would be. So anyhow, full disclosure, my bad. You're gonna learn from my expenses. And also, at the very end of this, yes, I'm doing that. At the very end of this, I'm going to share a big giant expense that I could have avoided that happened to me twice. Not once, twice. So we'll check that out. All right, here we go, diving in deep. This is my expense report for 2021, and I'm not gonna share this whole thing. I've broken it down, but like each page, well, that one's upside down. That's not super helpful, is it? Each page is 1 month's worth of expenses with carrying balances and whatnot. Oh, half of that's upside down. That's hilarious. And I took all of these expenses and I put them into my own little Excel spreadsheet so I could add them up by category, because this is all just lumped into one. But, I'm happy that he's even doing it. So last year in 2021, the entire year, I was booked 86% of the time. Unbooked nights were 45 and nights booked were 273. Now that is pretty good considering that I stayed for 2 weeks of that time. And it was also pretty good considering that it was COVID. And I did get a fair amount of cancellations, but it always seemed to rebook really quickly. Currently, my cancellation policy is I don't charge people, not even if it's like within the week of canceling. Good karma, whatever you want to call it. But in these times, if somebody really needs to cancel, then okay. That's just my feeling on it. All right, dollar amount. I know you're interested in this one. Dollar amount that I brought in for 2021 was $16,263. 16,263. My expenses by category are as follows. Property management was, this is all US dollars. Property management was $2,945. I was paying the property manager 4,000 pesos a month, and about mid-year, I gave that person a raise to 5,000 pesos a month because they are wonderful, and I'm very happy to have them. So property management, not gonna call it $3,000, right? House cleaning. House cleaning varies between 600 pesos to 800 pesos per clean, except for one disastrous one that was really expensive. And house cleaning last year, I paid 1,554 US dollars. Totally worth it. I love these people now like their family, and I'm happy to pay them a nice sum when they clean. Per guest, I pay about $65 when you add up housekeeping, pool cleaning, coffee and little knickknacks, and little welcome gift. I pay about $65 per guest. And on Airbnb right now, I charge $45 per guest for the cleaning fee. I just don't think I can charge much more than that. So happy to do it. Back to the expenses. On pool cleaning, I've lumped this into one category: pool cleaning and gardening. They also do the gardening. And roof cleaning. I didn't even know this was a thing. I think it's every other month, my property manager has them go up on the roof, clean the roof from any leaves that have fallen from the sour orange tree. So that is lumped into it. So pool, garden, and roof, $1,666 US last year. Incidentals, this is light bulbs, batteries, water, the big garrafon of water, I spent about $200 US. Cleaning supplies, $420 US. I'm gonna stop saying US dollars because y'all know I'm talking about US dollars. No need to be redundant. Laundry and linens for the sheets and the towels, $762. Maintenance, $2,013. And what's included on here that I didn't realize is about every 6 months, they take the mini splits apart and clean them really detailed, like get in there and clean them to keep them running efficiently. And that was a bigger ticket item. And then a couple times a year, they also deep clean the water lines using Sorrow, S-A-R-R-O, not sorrow like Our Lady of Sorrows. Anyway, there's a few things that fall under maintenance there. Welcome baskets. I love to treat the guests. I have a little gift. I do coffee, whatnot. I spent $200 last year on that. Parking, I pay for that parking space next door, and it's 7,800 pesos a year, so about $433 US. Utilities, I paid roughly $2,600. The electric bill can be pretty high, so this year I'm going to look at doing solar. And then new linens and little things like spatula, a couple of pans. I can't stand it when the pans get gross or kind of scratched, so I upgraded to ceramic pans. I spent, I'd say, about $400 on things like new linens and pans and kitchenware last year. There's an item on here that's kind of embarrassing. Like, my naivete cost me a little bit of money. When I first opened my Airbnb, I decided to be pet friendly. Yay, everybody loves dogs, right? Doesn't everybody? Well, one of my guests had dogs and it ruined the couch. I was newer to Airbnb. I was kind of timid. I didn't collect any pet fee ahead of time because I didn't even think about it, right? Tile floors, what could go wrong? So besides breaking a lamp, ruined my couch to the point of I had to buy a new couch ASAP. And what happened with that was, thank goodness, I was my own guest right after this person checked out. So thankfully, I was the one to discover that the smell was not coming out of the couch, and neither was all the hair. And I can't even imagine if I had a guest rolling in the next day. That would have been absolute chaos. But anyhow, it was me. And I had a friend traveling with me. I didn't want to drive all over Tarnation looking for a couch, and moment of embarrassment. I bought kind of a high-end mid-century couch from an antiques dealer kind of thing, and it was cool. Actually, I think the picture might still be on my Airbnb. It came back really awesome, and I was super happy about that. And I spent way more than a person should spend for an Airbnb couch, but I got it. And several guests down the line, the couch broke. And I'm like, how do you break a couch? But I'm not blaming them, actually. The understructure of the couch really wasn't that solid. So no dissing the guest whatsoever. But the funny part, was they said, that she said that her husband fell coming out of the bathroom. Well, that would have to be a couple of cartwheels and some somersaults to get from the bathroom to the couch. But it could happen. The floor can be slippery when wet, so I'm not even gonna question that. So then after that, I properly had the property manager go and buy a gray basic couch, but it's comfortable. It's not the prettiest, but it's comfortable. Anyhow, and I had to buy a new TV, not because it broke, because the old small TV that was there when I bought the house finally went kaput. So the last big expense for 2021 was $3,378. All right, let's break it down, Charlie Brown. Break it down now. I'm singing to cheer myself up. Quick correction on a couple of the expenses. The utilities, the electric bill and internet and all that were really more around 2,000 US dollars. That actually was a little less than what I expected. But I forgot about another utility that I didn't add. That's not really a utility at all. Home insurance. I pay for an insurance policy that's about $350 a year. So what does that mean? That means the grand total number is very embarrassing. Please be kind to me. I brought in incoming dollars, 16,263. See, I can't even say it. And my expenses were 16,316 for a net of negative $53. Now that won't be the same for 2022 because the big ticket items that I spent money on should be a one-time expense, or at least not an annual expense. I won't be buying 2 couches and a TV per year and things having to do with a hot water heater and lots of kind of one-off things. But all this being said, now I am considering, instead of Airbnb, maybe a long-term tenant. And if I don't go that route, if I decide to stay with Airbnb this year, I don't know, who knows? Maybe you'll give me your opinion in the comments below. Please be kind. These are some adjustments that I am making to my Airbnb for right now to see about improving 2022. I reduced the minimum amount of nights a person can stay to 3 nights. It had been at 4, so maybe I lost some bookings there. I removed the feature where you block out a whole day prior for cleaning. So now it's just that window of checkout and check in, which doesn't always happen on the same day. A lot of times there's naturally a day in there in between anyhow. But again, I might capture a booking, whereas before I might not have. And I increased the price on my place to $89 a night up to $99, and I turned on that smart auto pricing. And, you know, it's not a whole lot more, but it is more. It is more. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to see how it goes. But all in all, I'm still so happy I did it. I still recommend it for other people. My place is a 1-bedroom, so I feel like I should probably stay under 100 or maybe just a little bit over 100 a night. And that's it for my income expense wrap up for 2021. Again, let my learning transfer over to you, and cuídate mucho. Besitos y un abrazo fuerte.